It doesn't matter what things look around me, I can do it. So there's an affirmation that I say. I say, I'm not what I see, but what I believe. That's faith. And I believe something different. It doesn't matter if I don't have any money in my pocket. I believe something different. So I say, I am a working billionaire. That's what I am. I'm a working billionaire. I work, but I'm a billionaire. Working billionaire. So that's what I believe for me. So I want to make sure that the conversations that I have, the people that I listen to, what I watch, what I read, is stretching my mind to want to do better, and also helping me to remember all the things that I know that I am.
Very seldom do you see me speechless. I'm trying to tell you. I'm like, wow. Wow, Chris. That transformation of the mind. And you just got finished saying that people are walking around with fear and not knowing their self-worth.
Right.
Do you feel it's because they have not taken the time to peel back those layers of their life, to go back to the 2, 5, and 6 years old? Because let's face it, we all have a past, and nobody comes from a rosy past.
Right.
None of us are perfect.
Right.
So with that being said, you have just literally peeled away, Chris Black,
Peeled it away.
every single heartbreaking, wrenching layer
And I'm
of
still
that
doing
man.
it. I'm still doing it. It doesn't end. My level of awareness rises every day. My best today is not as good. Every day gets better. Every day gets better.
Your best today is not as good as it's going to be tomorrow.
There you go.
Yes.
So I work every day to make sure. That's why I meditate. That's why I listen to stuff. That is why I choose the right people around me. Because I don't want to hear the nonsense. I just don't want to.
You got time for it.
My life is worth more. It's not personal if I don't call you. If it's not personal if I'm not around you. It's just my life is more valuable than listening to your mess.
Time is so, it's all about time. I'm like, it ain't personal.
It's not.
I love that.
It's not personal.
Yes.
I have a goal to reach. I have a destiny. And if you're not a part of it, you're just not.
Everybody can't come.
Everybody will not be there.
That's
your
right.
friends will start to fall off.
Whew.
And when they do not take it personal. It's not you, it's them. There was someone, I think it was last week, and so someone was telling me something, and they was like, yeah, he's doing this, he's doing that, and we used to be great friends a long time ago. But then now, I'm looking at him like, okay, well, he's still the same. It's me. So now we're not supposed to be together like that. I say, hey, I say, what's up? I'll do all of that. But as far as us coming together for me to listen to you saying stuff, I don't want to hear you complain. I don't want to hear you complain. What I want to hear is a solution. Because I'm not saying it's not going to be problems. I'm saying I want to hear the solutions. I want a solution. So when you tell me a solution, I can hear that. Just don't tell me a lot of problems. There's people like that. They want you to jump on their bandwagon of problems.
And we all have them.
And we all have them. We do have, life is life. You're going to have problems. But in those problems, there are solutions.
Okay.
So you don't have to waddle in the problem.
Right.
There is an answer. Like I said earlier, help me to remember what the solution is. Because the solution is already inside of you. See, God gave you infinite power. So it's there. So all you have to do is pull it out of you. Pull it out of you may be going, me and you talking. That may be pulling it out of me. Pull it out of me may be reading a book. It may be watching something positive. It may be any of those things. But you have to do it. You got to do it. You know, I get tired of people complaining about their life, but then when I ask them what they're doing, they're not doing nothing.
I want to go back to peeling back the layers of oneself. When you were peeling back your layers, was that a hard process for you?
It was. It was a hard process because you start to learn who you are and the things that you were doing. You start to peel back those things that hurt you. You start to peel back those situations. You start to pull back all of that. You have to go through it, and you have to deal. You can't say, you know what, I got enough, and stop. You can't be the person who decides to get on a boat and row and stop because you don't know where the other side is, because it's too dark. So you go back the other way, but not realizing that 2 more paddles, you was on shore. But another 100 paddles the other way, now you're gonna go backwards the other way. You know, so I had to complete the process, and I'm still going through, I'm still learning, I'm still evolving, I'm still doing all of that every day.
Achieving a winning mindset. What's next?
What's next for me? You know, I have a lot of things inside of me that I want people to know. And what's next is achieving a winning mindset is, I want it to be a series of things. One, being a musician, I think I can connect with musicians. You know, for them to be a better musician, or just a better person to make them a better musician. I'm a businessman, so I can connect with that too. I came up with church, so I can connect with that too. So I want to be able to talk to people and just really give them the principles of how you do it, what you do, and what I did, and here's your process, and give you positive affirmations through all of that. I want to speak to whomever. I don't care if it's old folk home or whomever that it is. It's never too late as long as you have breath. It's never too late to do whatever it is that you want to do in life. I do have some other books that I've already kind of start writing. You know, there's a book I want to write called Think Better, Feel Better. Think Better, Feel Better. You know, I want to do that. And I want a children's positive affirmation book. You know, I have 2 small children. They deal with a lot of things. You know, they deal with things that I didn't deal with at their age. Right. So they need things to be reiterated in their mind and in their subconscious mind, so it becomes auto. I was telling somebody that your subconscious mind works in auto. It works in auto. So, and when I'm in my car, I talk on my phone, right? You talk on your phone and you driving at the same time. Which one are you really paying attention to? Your phone.
The phone.
Since you have driven so many times, that's your auto. That's subconscious. You've done it. Your paradigm has made the repetition of information. You do it in your sleep. So I want that information, positive information, to be in my kids' mind. So when a kid comes to them and says something, the first thing that comes to their mind is a positive affirmation. I am who I say I am. I have no fear. And I have a chapter, we're not born with fear. And we're taught fear. You know, we are domesticated, is what we are. A lot of choices in life we didn't choose. You didn't choose your name. You didn't choose your religion. You didn't choose your language. You were told all of those things. As a child, you were given treats because you were doing well. Or you get punished because you're doing bad. Same way we do, animals. They're domesticated. So at a certain point in life, depending on who's domesticating you, that's the direction you're going to go. And at a certain point, it becomes auto-domestication. To where no one has to tell you to do wrong. You just do it because it becomes of your autoimmune. It's inside of you. It becomes there. It becomes your behavior. We all have things. I was reading an example It was about our behavior and how our mind works. In 1971, Stanford did this an example of how our behavior works. They had 24 grad students. They built a makeshift jail in Stanford. 12 of them were the prisoners. 12 of them were the guards. It was supposed to have been 2 weeks long. They had to stop it in 6 days. Because what happened was the behavior, because of all the things that they had been harboring and subconsciously and all that stuff, it came out in that particular situation. So they started fighting. Although it was an experiment, the guards still was fighting the prisoners. The prisoners are still fighting. But these are grad students. White grad students. Now, change the demographic. Black. We are more aggressive in how we do. So now, auto domestication. So if your great grandfather was done that way, and he's going to teach his son, that's just going to teach his son. So it becomes a cycle. So how do we change that? There needs to be more people with the message, that positive message, that's practical for their life. I just don't want to come to anyone and say, you know what? Jesus saves, go to church. That's not helping you. I'm not saying it's not going to help you.
I mean, because it's like, you say that and I'm going, yeah, okay, whatever.
I need to pour into you some information that you're going to be able to take every day. Everybody's not going to go. They're just not going to go. So you got to give them something different to latch on to.
What y'all think about this Chris Black? Does anybody in the audience have something you want to ask? Nothing? Y'all just taking it all in? Go ahead.
That's great.
I'm going to ask, I do have to say that me and Chris Black, we go back a long way. We went to St. Louis, Missouri. When he was playing, he was teaching bass, I was teaching piano. And I remember when we used to always, I used to take him home sometime, and he had the women issues there.
Come on now. Oh, that's a long time ago.
In the car, we fooled, talk about it. But Chris was always a great guy. He's always just, he's tough on that bass. Always tough on the bass. It's nothing normal. And he's still there. He called my radio show once, and the radio just blew up because everybody just wanted to hear Chris Black. And I thank Chris because he's been that kind of friend through the years. Never changed. Like you say, some people just not gonna be with you wherever you go. I've been on the radio 10 years. If I can do it myself, I don't want nobody else to help me. I don't want to. I told God, if I can't do it and you get money to do it, I don't want to help nobody else. I've been on it 10 years by myself. I got the orders now. I did by myself. Chris have been that kind of friend that we have came back together again. So I know our relationship is really tight. It's really good because he's a great person. And I'm just telling you, when you get those relationships, please try to get a good relationship. People ain't got nothing, you don't need to be around it. You need to be around with somebody that got more than you. Now you can always reach for those when you got more than you. He got a lot more than before the music and everything else. So yes, I'm going to watch what he do. Yes, I'm going to see what he do. Yes, I'm going to have him on my radio show all the time. Why not? You build somewhere, so I thank you. And I thank her too.
You heard him say he's a billionaire, right?
That's right.
So that's a done deal. That's a done deal right there.
I said the same thing too. I'm gonna be a billionaire so freaking bad.
Well, I say something a little different. You say I'm a B. I said I am a working billionaire.
By the grace of God, I'm gonna share this with you, brother. Listen, none of us are as strong as all of us. We can't help everybody, but everybody helps somebody. If you hang around somebody crazy, it's gonna get on you. If you hang around somebody broke, that's gonna get on you. So you know what? Don't never ever tell yourself you can't. Can't nobody stop your success but you. Now once you a determined person can't be stopped. So my brother, you know what? Put God first and everything keep going the way it's going. God bless y'all.
Thank you
What
so
we got?
much.
You had something, Ernest?
Well, I want you to talk about the passion of the musician side. Can you talk towards that?
The passion of the musician side. Well, I mean, my passion started, of course, in music. You know, my parents were musicians. You know, I grew up in that. It was inside of me. And I'm gonna tell you something that maybe I've told some people before. You know, I did not want to learn to play the bass. I did not. I didn't want to learn to play the bass.
How you play those A strings?
My father played the bass and the guitar. The bass guitar was in the closet. And my mother said, hey, go out there and tell your father to show you something on the bass. And I said, oh. And I was 9 years old. But I had a love for it. But the bass guitar helped me through a lot of the situations emotionally. I was able to get on my bass guitar and play, and it would just take me to another place. That for that moment, I was healed for that moment because the bass just took me there.
That's music, man.
It's that. So I mean, I still have that same passion for music, but I also feel like in music, I need to share that since I've been playing a long time. You know, I started when I was 9. I'm 43. Now, I'm not old.
No, you're not.
But I'm just saying, I've just been doing it a while. I mean, I started playing in church at 9. So, I mean, you know, to say that I've been playing, shit, it sounds funny to me to say I've been playing over 30 years.
And you're only 43. Was there an instrument that you wanted to play?
Yes, it is.
What? Okay. What is it?
Trumpet.
Really? You wanted to be a trumpet player?
Yes. I wanted to play the trumpet.
Have you picked it up and tried it?
No.
Why?
It went away. You know, my best friend in elementary school, he played trumpet. So we both was going to play trumpet. So the day that I was going to get the trumpet, somebody hit me in line. I was in the 5th grade. Somebody hit me in line, and I hit him back. Well, the teacher saw me, didn't see them. Well, the teacher knew my father. Oh. So she called him. He said, well, you ain't getting it.
That was the end of that.
So yeah, but I wanted to play the trumpet. My father wanted me to play the guitar and bass, so he started me on both. But I didn't stick to the guitar. I just stick to the bass.
And good thing you did. Thank you, Ernest.
So can you talk about, you know, the setting of a band, and you and I played together for many years,
Right.
but the foundation.
Yeah, I mean, it was important after me being sick. I had to go back to the foundation of who I am. And if you, in musical terms, the foundation of music is the bass and the drums. That's the foundation. So that's where I had to go. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to do a parallel in between musical terms that musicians understand and life application. Put them together. Because there's a foundation of life, just like a foundation of music. And then you start to apply and adding different things. Like you add the keyboard, you add the guitar. This has a flavor. This has a, so, you know, I want to be able to do that. I was talking to a musician the other day, and I think they need it. It's not all of them, but some of them just have no vision. I was talking to a musician, and he was like, man, he was just saying, congratulations on this and that. And I was like, thank you, and all that kind of stuff. And he said, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, I don't know if I'm going to play this the rest